Welcome everyone to the Let's Be Real podcast. I'm Nayan, your host for today's show, and I'm joined here by the main man, James.
Main man.
The main man. Lad, how you doing?
Yes, sir. No, I am doing good. It's a Monday, so probably not doing good. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
Fuck Mondays.
We should probably start doing this on Mondays because we always sound like super sad and tired, you know, after the first work day.
That's true.
Yeah, but you must be feeling good. The Warriors, eh?
Yes, they did win.
They win. They're on a good streak.
First game at Mount Smart for the season, where Mount Smart's their home stadium. Was a rowdy one. I sat on the south stand.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I was going to go.
Isn't there one on your birthday?
I think it's the day before, 2 days after, or either the day before or the day after, 2 days before.
Pretty sure it's on like the 3rd or something.
Yeah.
The day before. You gonna go to that one?
Definitely.
Yeah. No.
Hopefully they
That's
win.
key. We got one next month coming up soon. The Cowboys?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I thought they were in April already. I was like, no, it's 2 weeks away.
No, mate. We're in March.
We do.
But no, I'm doing good. How are you today?
Pretty much summed it up, bro.
Pretty much, yeah.
My team won, can't complain, and then work just destroyed me.
I can complain. My old team did not win. The Sixers. On a little bit of a losing streak right now.
Playoff contention?
Yeah. We're one of the
Alright.
best in the team, yeah.
All right. Well.
Welcome to Let's Be-Ball.
All right, I'm out. Killing people. Fucking hell.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I won't give it to you yet. And none of our listeners will give it to you either. So we're going to move on here. We will move on here. On the
No, that one's worse than mine.
What?
Let's movie on here.
I didn't say that.
You did say let's movie on here.
I was supposed to say let's move on. I think I
Wait,
just got
that was
tongue twisted.
accidental. That's pretty good then. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm sure my listeners will give that to me as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway, enough tangents for now. On the Let's Be Real podcast, we're here to bring you all the latest and greatest news from the entertainment industry. From blockbuster hits to indie flicks, we got it all covered. And if you're a real movie buff, be sure to check out moviegames.com for even more exciting content, such as box office stats, Oscar predictions, and 4K movie reviews. On today's show, we'll be covering, in no particular order, Jonathan Major's arrest, Dwayne Johnson interfering with Shazam and the DCEU, the cast for Average Height, Average Build, directed by Adam McKay, Oppenheimer's reported runtime, and the usual weekend box office. So sit back, relax, crack open a brew, because you're probably going to be here for a while. And let's get into it. All right, first up, we'll discuss the weekend box office.
Ooh, yes.
It's always good to kick things off like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the weekend box office is as follows, from 1 to 5. In first, we had John Wick Chapter 4. That had 73.5 million. Second was Shazam Fury of the Gods with 9.7 million. Third was Scream 6 with 8.4 million. Creed 3 came in at 4 with 8.3 million. And 65 with 3.25 million. So James, what are your takeaways on the box office?
Oh, I got a lot of takeaways, and I've covered it pretty briefly in the box office results, which I've put on the website now. So, after every weekend, I'll write up and analyze the weekend box office, and I'll put it up there. But you know, being on Let's Be Real, I get to talk about it a little bit more and allow much more thoughts. But yeah, no, I have quite a bit. Obviously, John Wick 4 at 73.5 million. That's huge.
Biggest in franchise as well, I think.
Yeah. It continues, you know, the March trend of franchise high openings.
Yeah.
Creed was the highest in the Creed franchise, Scream, and now John Wick. Obviously, Shazam's not the highest in the Shazam franchise. But yeah, no, I think John Wick had been 73.5 million for an R-rated film. That is incredibly high, especially when you consider what it is. It's John Wick, you know. It's not something that's like Deadpool, which is the highest opening R-rated film. That's obviously comes from the comic book genre and stuff like that. But this is just, you know, an action thriller with old man Keanu Reeves.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and you know they're always good, and that's why it keeps opening up so high. The first one opened up to like 14 million. The second one opened up to 30 million. The third one opened up to around 56 million, and now we're at 73.5 million. So it's always getting more because they're always good, and They keep upping the ante. At some point, they're going to have to, it's going to taper off. I do believe that the ceiling for the John Wick franchise box office potential is starting to cap out.
Yeah.
I can never see a John Wick movie getting over 100 million in the opening weekend. It just doesn't feel realistic. But, this stuff can happen. Shazam might even be the biggest story. We just had Ant-Man drop around 69%. But Ant-Man opened up to like 115 million or 110 million, around that figure.
Yeah.
So it kind of had a safeguard for having such a sharp drop. Shazam opened up to like 30 million. And now its second weekend is under 10 million.
That's
what
horrendous.
the fuck? Bro, that's so bad. I don't... this movie's absolutely shitting the bed in every kind of way possible. It is an extreme box office flop. Internationally, it dropped like 65% as well. And so I think it's at 70, or not 75, like 110 million right now.
Fuck, that's so bad.
And if you look at the numbers, you will see that it will likely, or it might not make 150 million. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say it'd be 145 to 150 million total worldwide box office.
That is literally a budget for the next film or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's so bad. And it even had a low budget for, your standard DC comic book movie. So, yeah, what did we say last week? It needed like 312 million to break even.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to make half that.
That's so bad.
It's so bad. And we're going to get to more Shazam stuff soon from what you said before. That's going to be interesting. Scream 6, it passed Scream 5 in domestic and worldwide, and it's soon going to become the biggest Scream franchise in total, which is kind of cool. I think it deserves it. It's a good movie. The last one was good as well, so it's going up. Same with John Wick. Same with Creed as well. That's still doing well. It's having good stronghold, so good. And then 69 is doing all right.
Is he though, or is he still recovering?
Huh? No, 65. 69 is the good version of the film. But that had a good drop actually. I expected a much sharper drop. Still haven't seen it.
You know,
someone told me it was good, and it's like, is it though?
Are they a credible source?
No, you'll know who I'm talking about. I'll tell you later. But a great box office weekend, and the month of March has just been fucking fantastic for the box office.
Oh yeah,
it's been like, I would say the most successful month for box office since COVID-19 hit the bed.
Yeah,
just not because it's like, yeah, sure, there's no Avatar, there's no Spider-Man No Way Home or Top Gun. Like those big juggernauts. It's just all these movies opening up to new highs and stuff like that.
And it's all consistent. Like, it's not just one movie carrying that entire month with that entire period. It's been 3 different movies that's contributed towards this.
And they're always opening up above projections. Every time there's been projections, it's opened above it. I think the run ends here until next week, though. Dungeons and Dragons, I do not think it's going to be a good box office result.
I hope it is.
I hope it deserves it, yeah. But no, I don't see good things for that movie. I expect John Wick to keep dominating. And then, sad to say, and I haven't seen it yet, but I think Mario is going to come here and dominate the box office for a good amount of time.
Or the little kiddies.
I'm emotionally preparing to see all those numbers come through. Hey, but we heard it was good.
We did.
Yeah.
By the studio rep.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, yeah,
do you have any thoughts on these or?
You pretty much covered it all nicely. I mean, Shazam's drop was expected, and John Wick, we always knew that was going to hit that high. I think the real battle here is between Scream and Creed. They're 100K away from topping each other.
Yeah, I think I predicted that Creed would be above Scream this weekend. Because horror movies, they usually have sharp drops. They open high and fall off pretty fast. And Creed's the kind of drama that can linger on. But maybe the Jonathan Majors.
You stole my line. I was going to use that and link into the next topic.
I was trying to say something, and I was like, no, I'll add the song because it's a smart thing to say.
All right, say your line. You beat me to it.
I think the Jonathan Major news is going to come as a major downfall for the movie.
I knew I should have gone.
You would have worded it better. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yep, pretty much. James revealed our next topic, and that is James, not James,
Please don't say James.
Jonathan Majors' arrest that happened yesterday or a couple of days ago. Reports came out saying that Jonathan Majors was involved in assault charge, being charged by the police and whatnot. Further reports later came out saying he was arrested for assault to his girlfriend, who was taken to hospital with what's the strangulation term?
Laceration.
Yeah, lacerations and
bruised
beat-
eye.
yeah. So this is pretty huge news for like a big up and coming actor, considering he was in like 2 big films, in Ant-Man Quantumania and Creed 3, and he is essentially like the MCU Phase 5 plan.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on this big story?
Yeah, the one thing I saw just before this news came out a couple of days ago, is that not only is he getting such a major attraction from these blockbuster movies, all the MCU stuff and Creed. There's a movie coming out called Magazine Dreams. Apparently, he's amazing in it.
I saw.
I
haven't seen it, but I've seen stuff about it.
Yeah. It came out of Sundance, and Fox Searchlight just picked up that movie, giving it a December 8th release date. So they're obviously going to go and campaign for him to do it. And I posted my early Oscar predictions last night, and I was doing the rounds and seeing how everything's tracking and projecting the conversations and whatnot. He appeared there. But from this, man, this is huge. First and foremost, I hope that the woman, the victim, is okay and no serious permanent damage has happened.
Yeah, I think they said that she's in a good, stable condition.
That's good. That's the first thing. The second thing, before we need to see more evidence towards the outcome of it, despite the fact that he was charged with it and arrested with it. But there needs to be more evidence before we just start recasting him and whatnot.
Don't want to do a whole Johnny Depp thing, just bad news and boom, fired.
Exactly, yeah, because it can backfire. But yeah, from the implications that this will have in terms of movies and franchises, it's going to be very interesting. Disney is usually they're very quick when it comes to personnel, things like this.
Yeah,
James Gunn, those tweets from 10 years ago, boom, fired
straight away,
and that obviously backfired on them. I can't remember. I can't recall any other ones right now.
Dropping Johnny Depp from Pirates 6, 5, 7.
Oh yeah, well, completely. Yeah. So they've done that. They've been very fast with it. I don't think they're going to do that here. Whether they've learned their lesson or it's the fact that Jonathan Majors holds a very key part for the MCU future. And saying that, they could easily rewrite it or recast it. If there's a million Kangs and the one we saw in Ant-Man is gone now, they could redo it. They can get out of this if it turns out to be true. But yeah, no, man, he is an up-and-coming actor. Like you said, he's really exploded onto the scene this year. Yeah. And now people are starting to take notice of him. And then this comes out. This is brutal.
100%.
Because this isn't, some woman's made allegations.
He's been charged.
He's been charged. He was arrested. There's physical evidence of damage to her body. Obviously, again, we got to wait until all the details come out. But there's some substance to this. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I don't know what the plan is here. Are they just waiting for more information in terms of from a Disney standpoint? What do you think of this whole situation?
Yeah, I'll jump on the bandwagon of your Disney thing there. They haven't really made a comment or even acknowledged this since it came out. Again, it's early days. It only happened like yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So that maybe they are trying to avoid the whole Johnny Depp situation where Warner Brothers just dropped him straight away.
Yeah.
Same with him from Pirates and like you said with James Gunn. Maybe they just want to take their time and get all the facts before jumping into a room and making their plan there.
Yeah.
You pretty much nailed it when you said it's not too late to recast.
Mm.
I think he hasn't shot anything else. I think his next thing that he's going to be in it would be Loki.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't think he's been involved in anything unless he filmed a secret thing for the Marvels as a post-credits cameo.
Yeah.
So I guess you can look at it from next year onwards. It'll be an easy recast, you know?
Yeah.
A good get out of jail free card if they have to.
Yeah.
Like they're not fully committed just on Jonathan Majors. So that's a good plus. And they've done it before with Thanos. Remember in the Avengers, not to the same degree of switching characters. Terrence Howard as well from Rhodey.
Yeah. So they will do it if they need to be extreme with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. There was a report that came out today that from Jonathan Majors' lawyer that said that they have evidence to clear his name and get the charges off him and stuff like that. Apparently, there's video evidence of it. There is 2 witnesses, and apparently the woman that made the accusations or said that it was him or whatnot, she's taken back her statement in terms of how she perceived it, I guess. That's what I've gotten from it. But obviously, there's still more information needs to come through. The thing that I'm seeing, though, on Twitter is that there's all these people, or not all these people, but I've seen lots of different stories come out since this news dropped about how there's a history of, abusive behavior from Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to come out. So even if they clear his name, this incident is still going to be a stain on his name. And
100%.
Companies like Disney, they don't want that name associated with a family brand. So even if they can prove his innocence here, there still might be some changes to, personnel with the MCU. It's going to get interesting.
But then again, how credible are those Twitter sources?
Exactly, but like we said, the Twitter sources have been a thing now.
They have,
and they get people
talking and riled up
and cancelled. Yeah, so it'll be interesting, but. We were rooting for him, I think.
We were. It was definitely a shock to the both of us.
Yeah.
Because he just didn't really seem like that sort of guy. He just seemed like a guy that was just riding the waves of his recent success.
He seemed like a very genuine guy. Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll wait in the upcoming weeks when more information's out and Disney makes a decision. And then who knows, our next topic on here might be who should play Kang now.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. All right, going from the MCU to the DCU. I think, it was Zachary Levi. He posted an Instagram story or shared someone else's Instagram story on his story.
One of the ones, yeah.
Pretty much saying that that for Black Adam, for the post-credit scene for Black Adam, it showed the Justice Society recruiting Billy Batson.
Yeah.
But apparently, I don't think Johnson's even responded or acknowledged this yet.
I don't think you will.
Yeah, but apparently, pretty much Dwayne Johnson just shut that on the bed and was like, nope, you're not going to have this. And then they tried to do a similar approach for Fury of the Gods. They wanted lesser members of the Justice Society to be in it.
Yeah.
And recruit them, and it ended up being what's their names? I can't think of the actual names.
Cyclone.
Oh yeah, Cyclone and Hawkman from the Justice Society was supposed to be recruiting them, but that was changed and was replaced with Emilia Harcourt and John Economist. They're from Peacemaker anyway.
Yeah.
The two characters from Peacemaker. And pretty much since then, Zachary Levi has just been, I don't know if it's a marketing ploy to try to get people to see Shazam or if this is legit news, but he's just pretty much saying that this is all true and Dwayne Johnson's not as who he seems to be and whatnot. But then again, you need to think about it. This is the second franchise where Dwayne Johnson has some sort of controversy around. The first one is Fast and Furious with Vin Diesel, his beef there.
Yeah.
And now we have this and Shazam. So is it a Dwayne Johnson problem or who knows?
You phrased this question very differently than what I thought it was going to come my way.
What do you think?
Oh, see, now that you reminded me of the Fast and Furious thing. Well, firstly, in terms of, I'll address the immediate situation, which is the Shazam and
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson thing.
Yeah.
Both of them are in the wrong here. They're both annoying and cringe, and I really don't like both of them. Personally. Firstly, Zachary Levi is trying to cope with the disastrous responses to Shazam. We've both seen the Instagram live video that he did.
Yeah,
the really
unfortunately.
cringe-inducing one. Yeah. Look, he wants to be a positive guy and he's trying to be cool about it, but it doesn't come across as genuine. It seems very forced and like he's just trying to cope with it and be a little bit extra with it to try and convince people that he's fine. And
Yeah.
Shazam's a happy family film, and everyone wants dark and serious comic movies. All of the comic movies are lighthearted and funny and all that stuff now. We don't get enough dark and serious comic movies. He's just saying all this shit that is completely false in order to support Shazam.
Yeah.
too. And he's telling people to go to it, and Warner Brothers should market it like a family movie. Like, that's not the reality, dude. Like, you take the L, move on. Like, honestly, just move on. I feel bad for the guy, especially because I think he did make a really good Shazam. I think he played it well. And I would have liked to have seen his character go on. And it's never nice when you're passionate about something, it gets taken away, but that's what it is.
I mean, look at Henry Cavill. He didn't do any of this stuff.
Exactly. That's how he handled it with class. He made a Instagram post about it, but it was respectful, it was kind and understanding.
And then we got Warhammer 4000 as its next franchise.
You got what?
Warhammer 4000.
What was that?
Oh, it's like a game.
What's a game?
Yeah.
Guys on too much games. But yeah, no, you put it perfectly there. Yeah, Henry Cavill did it well. Zachary Levi did not, and it's kind of really sad to see, in my opinion. Dwayne Johnson, he's always struck me as the type of guy to really see himself as like the alpha, in the sense, the one who has control and can make decisions. The fact that he thought that he could, go above everyone else and try and control things, especially a franchise like DCU. Like, no, stay in your lane, mate. Like, you do not belong here.
Change the hierarchy of the DCU or whatever that tagline was.
He's trying to do it in like the back office, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been really bad with it as well. So I could actually see, in terms of that Fast and Furious thing you said before, I could see him trying to come on to that now and be like, no, we should do it this way. We're going to do it this way. And Vin Diesel's like, hey, I've been part of this for years, mate. Like, don't come on here and do that. But Dwayne Johnson's lied about box office reportings for Black Adam, and he's been like Zachary Levi and trying to prove it's a success and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's trying so hard, and he's like, oh, but like Captain America First Avenger made like this amount. I'm like, mate, that was released like 10, 13 years ago. Inflation's a real thing, buddy. If that release now would have been like 500 million in that period of time.
And it was also like coming off like a successful franchise, not a up-down,
Exactly, yeah. And it's just, yeah, annoying. He wants to be successful with that role, and he's been cast in that role for like years upon years. So I understand both their sides, but I think this is all just very unclassy, and what it speaks to me is like, thank fucking God that the DCU is going. I hate that franchise. I hate a lot of people in it. There's bad people in that franchise. It's corrupted and all over the place. It's an absolute mess, and there's no vision. There's real hardworking people behind those movies, and it's just, as Zachary Levi would say, thwarted their efforts.
If I had a shot every time I said that in that video,
would pass out. But yeah, no, Dwayne Johnson, I hope he gets held accountable for it, and studios be like, we don't want you to come onto our franchise if you're going to come and control things. And he's like, okay, I understand. I'm just an actor. Yeah.
I doubt it. He'll probably be like, fuck you, I'm going on to the next highest paid, whatever I can get.
Yeah, pretty much. Jungle Cruise 2. Yeah. I mean, like, well, what do you think about it?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I do think it is because it's interesting enough, or funny enough, how that news broke just before, the weekend. when Shazam, Second Week of Shazam came
yeah.
out, to try get people into the cinemas and see what's happening and whatnot, after the failure off the first weekend. Just very convenient.
Yeah.
So I do think it is a marketing
Didn't
ploy.
work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
At all.
60 what percent Zachary Levi? But yeah, I think it's a marketing ploy. I mean, we see actors do this all the time. They just hit panic mode straight away instead of just taking that hell and taking on the chin, moving on and working on the next one.
Yeah.
Who knows? There could be a next one because James Gunn hasn't said that he's ditching Shazam. He's just not on this first wave of.
I don't think he will now.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. I mean, does Shazam fit in the James Gunn DC universe, you think?
I reckon I think he definitely can. Shazam has that sort of like comedic side, which I think James Gunn can absolutely nail better than what we've got in these past two films. For sure.
Yeah, true.
It's about timing and what James Gunn wants for his vision of this franchise. The fact that we're getting like a Superman and a Batman film as only two major things, and then little stuff. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what he has plans. But hey, it's James Gunn. He brought us a C-level characters and made them A-class in Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel he can do exactly the same with what he has now.
Yeah, I'm ready for a new era DC.
Yeah,
I'm over this one, but I mean, I got a little bit of excitement for Flash and Aquaman. Hopefully, we can end on a high.
Hopefully,
but I don't see that happening.
Maybe Flash. Who knows?
Maybe Aquaman. Who knows?
That's true. Only time will tell. All right, next topic. We will be talking about the cast for Average Height, Average Build. Now, this film is directed by Adam McKay. He the last film he directed was Don't Look Up, which starred Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio. So basically, this film is about a serial killer who uses political lobbyists to change the law in order to make it easier for him to kill and continue his serial killer ways. This cast that's announced so far is as follows. You got Amy Adams, Forrest Whitaker, Robert Pattinson, and Robert Downey Jr., with Robert Pattinson set to act as the said serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah, so bit of a smaller topic here, but we both enjoy Adam McKay films, so...
Yeah.
Sorry, got a bit... Sneezy there. So what do you think about this cast and the concept of this film?
Firstly, the concept I think is really interesting. I think it's it's one of those kind of plots that is kind of perfect for Adam McKay and his style and the way he does satire and stuff like that. He has a really interesting kind of style to the way he makes films and the way he writes films. I hope he's writing as well. I don't know if that's been confirmed.
I didn't look into that.
Yeah, but uses political lobbyists to change the law to make it easier for him to kill.
It's going to be edgy.
No, he always does that, and he does it well without crossing a line. And he as a way to make it funny, like genuine funny. We had real like big laughs and Don't Look Up and stuff like that. He can bring some emotion into it, but it's not really his strongest point. But it doesn't need to be as long as the writing is strong and it can articulate different subtext into it while having a kind of funny and interesting plot that leads the entire movie. Then it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I just hope the messaging is, I guess, positive in a sense and in a way very interesting. Like, well, what is this movie trying to tell me? I hope it's not just a laugh fest and or just edgy for the sake of it.
Yeah.
He always applies meaning to it, so I hope he does it here. He also did Vice. You've seen that one?
No, I haven't.
No,
I know that it did.
The Christian Bale one. Yeah, no, that one I thought was really good. I think critics were mixed on that one. But yeah, no, it's with his movies, people always lean one way or the other. You either love it or you hate it. And I think we've seen it with his last two movies. And I always tended to love those kind of movies. Even if I don't really necessarily agree with the messaging or what it's trying to tell me, it's still a good time, And I think with this cast, I think that makes it really interesting. Amy Adams, she's a seasoned veteran when it comes to like movies like this as well.
Yeah.
And she was in Vice too.
Yeah, I was about to say, was she in Vice, or am I
Yeah.
getting confused with American Hustle? Or no, she was in that as well.
Yeah. So she was in Vice, so she can slide right into Adam McKay star, I think, as well. Robbie Downey Jr. is the interesting one. He's starting to come into the other movies now, which is kind of exciting to see because
Trying to break that Iron Man role.
yeah,
facade.
and I know he can do it, but I just want to see him outside of that Iron Man role and just kind of stretch his versatility as an actor a little bit more, trying on different roles. We're going to see him in Oppenheimer as well, and then so Robert Pattinson, you said, was the
Serial killer.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that. He almost played that in Batman, so it's close enough.
He definitely treaded the fine line.
Yeah, the title of the movie is interesting for me. Average height, average build.
Yeah,
What could that even mean?
exactly.
How does that apply to the plot?
At least what Don't Look Up made sense because the film was about a meteor about to hit.
Yeah, and they start that trend in that movie, like, don't look
up. Who maybe they'll find a way.
Yeah, I mean,
or he'll find a way.
Are you looking forward to this? Is this something that will appeal to you?
Yeah, I really like the concept. It's definitely interesting. I mean, it's a serial killer, like trying to use politics to like make him get away with breaking the law. You know, like that's just such an interesting and fun sort of concept that I can't believe hasn't been done before. I could be wrong there, but it's I'm looking forward to it. Adam McKay, I do enjoyed his films as well. So I think he'll be able to, like you said, make it funny and have a meaning to it and train that fine line of like pushing the boundaries without like stepping over that line.
Yeah.
And then this cast as well is also fantastic. I mean, there might even be more cast announcement later down on the future or when he actually finishes the script and whatnot.
I feel like that will be
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be good.
Definitely, man.
Can't wait for that first trailer.
Yeah. Oh, when do you think it'll release?
I have no idea.
I would say 25.
Yeah, either back
too soon for next year.
Maybe back end of 24 to 25.
Yeah, because he'll want to. It'll be an Oscar kind of movie, so it'd probably release later in the year.
Yeah,
I feel like next year's too soon, but these kind of movies can have a quick turnaround. So
yeah, I mean, Don't Look Up came out pretty quick.
Yeah, when did that come out? Is that 19?
21?
21.
21, I think.
That's true. The Oscars time. What a great time to release that because of everything that happened. Yeah. Wow.
All right. From one director to the next, our boy, Chrissy Nolan.
Chrissy Nolan.
Chrissy Nolan.
Chrissy Nolan.
Say
the full name.
Christopher Nolan.
He deserves that respect.
Christopher Nolan. Next film is Oppenheimer, set to release in July. And we all know Nolan has a tendency to release his film lengths are quite lengthy. So it's come out now with the reported runtime of being 2 hours and 49 minutes. Quite long, longer than Dark Knight Rises. I can't remember how long Tenet was. So James, would you like to see, or what do you think of this runtime?
I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I know that the story is quite meaty. In terms of Oppenheimer and developing the bomb and stuff like that. But I don't know if the story is juicy enough to be translated to a film format.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying this, I have no distrust in whether Nolan can pull that off. I know the movie's in very capable hands. The story is with Nolan and he'll done his research. He knows what he's doing. Far better than me. I'm not a director.
Yeah.
But this is how it comes across to me. But it's obviously going to get me excited because more Nolan, more time to watch the movie, stuff like that. So, and he's my favorite director and all. But yeah, I don't really know how this can go on that long. I have no idea on what to expect from this. This is very different for Nolan because his movies are always, quite cinematic. They're quite immersive. They're more experience driven rather than sit down and watch like a a drama movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You obviously got The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, even Dunkirk, which is kind of like the most safe. I'd probably say the word Oscar baity in a sense, but most drama kind of movie, real life events.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one where, I thought we were going to see something more slowed down and just. But no, he went all out for that movie again, and it was really cinematic, extremely immersive. Are they doing that with this movie? Is he gonna make it more of an experience? And I don't know how you will do it, but I think he will find a way. I mean, would they blow up a real bomb and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know the budget's at least $100 million, which I don't even know how you can do. Like, what's the cinematic part besides
The bomb?
The bomb, yeah, that will be really interesting. For it to be this length, though, there has to be, a good amount of don't know how to articulate it precisely, but there has to be some compelling stakes in it for it to justify keeping the audience in there that long.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, he can do it. I know that. If I had to guess, this will feel like a Blade Runner 2049 situation. That movie's long as fuck. I think that movie's like 2 hours 40, 2 hours 50 as well.
Yeah.
Maybe nearly 3 hours. But that movie's really long. But it's an experience. You go along with that movie. And I feel like it will be closest to that in terms of this length. Because you can't have it be this length and be a very quiet movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's IMAX and stuff like that. There's something in here that we don't know, I feel.
Yeah. I'm pretty much on the same boat as you. I sort of have a back end thought that the whole atom bomb drop will probably happen in the second act. And then like the third act is just dealing with the aftermath from it all.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting way to see this film rather than, because we already know that we all assume that the third act is going to showcase that bomb dropping.
Yeah.
But if you have it in the second act, then we can get more of the aftermath and what happened, and I guess that's where more action sort of stuff can happen that will draw on viewers. But 2 hours 49 is a very long film.
I mean, sorry to cut you off there. I actually heard something different earlier in the week, so I was just looking up now. Interstellar is 2 hours and 49 minutes. Apparently, it's longer than that.
Longer than Interstellar.
It's close to 3 hours, or closer to 3 hours than anything. Apparently it's around the 3 hour mark. So you are going to get 3 hours of Nolan goodness here.
Oh, fuck, that's interesting then.
Yeah, and apparently Nolan has said that the movie has to span 45 years. So
I think it's pretty much going to be like a this is your life Oppenheimer sort of thing.
Yeah,
leading up to that moment.
It's I don't know what to expect, man. I honestly don't.
I think I think this film is going to lack the action and the classic Nolan moments, and it'll just be pure story and dialogue and interactions and tension. With that, we're probably going to see Cillian Murphy freak out a few times as well throughout. The process, but it's 3 hours. That could change my thought process a little.
It's
shit.
Because you got something like Interstellar. That's 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a massive movie in terms of scope and what it does. And in terms of a cinematic and story level as well. That justifies being an IMAX. It justifies being that length. I don't know how Oppenheimer reaches any of those things. Why is it an IMAX if it's just story driven and dialogue? Because IMAX broadens, enhances the cinematic experience by being as big as possible, as loud as possible. I feel like there's something in here, or this movie's going to blindside everyone and be like, whoa, it's intense as.
Yeah. I mean, and Nolan we trust, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Dunkirk. I don't think we really talked about movies when Dunkirk came out. 2017.
Wasn't around then.
You were?
Not an MJ.
But I known you and points and stuff like that.
Did you though?
We were friends at that point, I think.
Were we though?
Are we now? Yeah, but with Dunkirk, he threw that spin on things. The time. The time of it all.
Yeah.
You can make it a classic war movie and have it just being clean and all that, and it would have been wow. But he has like 3 different timelines, pacing at different lengths, and bringing it all into one moment, and makes it super intense. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing something here. You know, we've seen that first teaser where it's the countdown and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a lot of stuff building. He'll find a way. He's the magician. I full faith, bro. But this gets me more excited, but equally more intrigued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Nolan, show us what you got come July.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. First thing, Barbie, bro.
Yeah.
Your number one most anticipated.
It's our number one's going head to head.
Barbie's number. Oh, Oppenheimer's your second.
Second, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a good week for you.
It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for it.
And the Warriors lose the championship final.
Thankfully, that happens in October,
Oh, yeah.
not in July.
Get kicked out of the playoff run.
Oh, that'll make me. Name me down buzz. Fuck you.
Nah, I'm sorry, but they're gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah. Sweet ass guys. That'll do us today on the Let's Be Real podcast. Hope you've all enjoyed the show wherever you may have been listening from. If you have any questions about this episode or you just want to say hi, hit us up on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Or if you're feeling old school, swing by moviegames.com and sign up for our newsletter. We have all the latest box office stats, Oscar predictions, film and 4K reviews, and a whole lot more. And hey, if you enjoyed today's episode and want to hear more, check us out on Spotify or wherever the hell you get podcasts from. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. We'll catch you next week with Movie Games. See you later.
Peace.